Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and thank you for following our channel. If you do follow our channel and you appreciate our videos, it really does help the algorithm if you kind of give a thumbs up and leave a comment or something, because it helps to let YouTube know, hey, you know, share this video more so that more people can be exposed to what we're sharing here. So that out of the way, what I wanted to share with you today is, you know, I've been renewing my study on heavy metal toxicity and toxicity in general, but particularly heavy metal toxicity. I was listening to a lecture, I think it was last week, by Dr. Dietrich Klinghardt. I really appreciate this man. He was raised Protestant, and he laments the fact that during all of the pandemic and things there, the church did not take a stand for what was right, and I really think that has crushed his intelligence, his scientific heart, and he's very much grieved for that. And by God's grace, I want to do my part to act on behalf of my church, and just share with people the information that I believe they need to know to be healthy in this world that we live in. The lecture that I was listening to by Dr. Klinghardt was about heavy metals, and the title that he gave that talk was "If I Were the Devil." And so I am borrowing that title for this talk, and I am also borrowing some of the information that he shared to share with you, because even though I knew that toxicity is a huge issue, I believe it's a contributing factor in every illness. In fact, boil it down, if you listen to just about any natural health care practitioner, it's going to come to two things: malnutrition, malnourishment, and toxicity. Your body can't get what it needs to repair, and it's so toxic that it can't move that stuff out. It doesn't have the nutrition that it needs to move it out. And in many cases, the toxins are robbing us of the nutrition that we need by destroying our gut. We'll talk a little bit about that today, but I want to share with you the three things that Dr. Klinghardt said he would do if he were the devil and he wanted to destroy humanity. He said, I'd do these three things. He said, I would put fluoride in your drinking water. I would convince you that it's necessary for tooth health and other health issues that we have. I would convince you of that if I wanted to destroy you. Why is that? Because fluoride calcifies the pineal gland, which is deep at the base of the brain. And the pineal gland is kind of like the master hormone gland. It kind of regulates everything within our hormonal system. But that's not all it does. The pineal gland is actually very much involved with our perception, particularly of spiritual realities, spiritual deep truths. And so if the pineal gland is calcified or hardened, what do you think that's going to do to your walk with God? It's going to significantly impact it. I want to read a couple of other things that Dr. Klinghardt said about fluoride. He said that it ages us prematurely, so we die early and we're less of a burden to society. Fluoride decreases the levels of circulating melatonin, and it also hastens the sexual maturity or maturation of lab animals in studies. So giving fluoride in our drinking water is causing our little ones to sexually mature earlier, and that's not a good thing. Now, I mentioned that having high levels of fluoride in the body lowers our circulating levels of melatonin. Melatonin is not just the sleep hormone. It doesn't just increase at night and help us sleep. That's not all it does. Melatonin is a more powerful antioxidant than glutathione. It's incredibly important to get toxins out of the body. Well, fluoride lowers that right off the bat. Okay, he said the second thing that he would do, first he would give you fluoride in your drinking water because that makes you dumb. And The second thing that he would do to continue hardening our pineal gland is to convince us to spray aluminum from the sky under the auspices of it's helping our weather. Because when you breathe in this aluminum, it goes straight to the brain. And that, if you don't know, contributes to the development of Alzheimer's disease. Okay? Now, aluminum is poorly absorbed by mouth, or even through the skin. It's poorly absorbed. Antiperspirants, antacids, all these things that we hear about giving us aluminum toxicity. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, those are contributing factors. But the real thing is when you inhale it or inject it. So that's why aluminum is in so many of the pokes that are available out there. And if you don't know what I mean by poke, you just have to figure it out. I have to be careful what I say on YouTube because so many of our videos and our colleagues' videos have been axed because of saying the wrong thing. So if you can't absorb it well orally or through your skin, you are going to get it through breathing the stuff that is being sprayed. Now, if you don't believe in geoengineering, I feel sorry for you because it is definitely a reality. Now, when that stuff is sprayed up there, it's not going to stay. It's a metal. It's going to come down. And we are going to breathe that stuff in. And like I said, it goes straight to the brain. The only way to stop getting that in that way, as Dr. Klinghardt said, is stop breathing. And that's not very effective. Okay? And then again, the other way is to put it in the pokes so that you promote the pokes and you promote these heavy metals getting in the body. There's another heavy metal, mercury, that's also in a lot of these pokes. So aluminum, that's the second thing he would do. He said, I would put fluoride in your water and make you so stupid that you would believe that you need to have aluminum sprayed to control your weather. And if that didn't help, I would put glyphosate on your food and you'd be stupid enough to eat it because of the dumbing down effect of fluoride and aluminum already on your brain. And so these are the three things that he said he would do. He also said that when in the body, when fluoride and aluminum combine, they make an even worse substance than either one of them individually can do. He calls it aluminofluoride. That impairs homeostasis, growth, development, cognition, and causes poor behavior. And then there's the glyphosate. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And if you've watched our video called Love Your Liver, I go into glyphosate a little bit more in that video. But glyphosate basically tears holes in your gut. It destroys your gut microbiome. It inhibits the growth of the good bacteria, and it increases the growth of the bad bacteria, the pathogenic bacteria in our gut. And the good bacteria that are in our gut actually, I think one of the main amino acids that those good gut bacteria produces is tryptophan, if I'm not mistaken. And tryptophan is a precursor to serotonin and melatonin. You know, I learned something else recently too, and that is in development, in utero, when the embryo is just beginning to develop into a little baby, the bundle of nerves that the brain and the spinal column come from is the same bundle of nerves that the GI tract comes from. Those split. And so anything that affects your brain and your spinal column is going to affect your gut as well. They're related. These nerves cells are related. And if you don't know, we have actually more neurotransmitters produced in the gut than we do in the brain. So when we combine all of these things, the fluoride, the aluminum, and the glyphosate in our body, it's a perfect storm. And, you know, I'm inclined to agree with Dr. Klinghardt that the devil has convinced us to drink fluoride to breathe in aluminum and to eat glyphosate, things that we do on a daily basis. We're being poisoned day by day. So if you are not living a lifestyle of detoxification, I encourage you to begin. You might want to begin by watching our video, Love Your Liver. I've got other videos on detoxification. But my goal as I restudy the issue, particularly of heavy metal toxicity, is to begin to produce some videos specifically on heavy metal detox, and probably carry some things on the store to help facilitate that as well. So I don't know, this was something that has been on my heart for several days to share with you, and I hope that it will be a catalyst, an impetus to you to study these things more and maybe make some lifestyle changes and live a lifestyle of detox. Thank you for listening, and Lord willing, we'll see you on the next video.